In Session with Jael Care, the space where healing hearts connect. Hello and welcome to another episode of In Session with Jael Care, the space where healing hearts connect. You have been with me since the beginning, or maybe you have just joined us along the way, or this is your first episode to tune in. However long you have been around, I appreciate you so very much for being part of the tribe. Today, I want to speak to a part of you that's always hard to hold it together. I know what that is. The part that doesn't cry in public, the part that says, I'm fine when you're not, the part that feels guilty for wanting a break, the part that you don't tell your friends about, the part that your parents have no idea that it exists, the part that only your pillows and your tissues understand, because that's when you're truly yourself. This episode is about the pressure to be strong, especially for you as a woman or you as a man. Because in our culture, strength is often worn like a badge, and it hides deep emotional wounds. So let's talk about what this strength costs us and how we can begin to redefine it together. Because, hey, I'm with you on this journey. We do things together. That's why we are healing hearts that are connecting. So what does being strong look like? It's usilie weni mwanaume. It's be strong like your mother. It's vumilia tu, kila mtu anapitia. Whatever you've been told, whatever you've told yourself, they aren't just words. They become who we are. They become our identities. And as we grow older, strength is not defined by authenticity, but by performance. As men, you'll be expected to provide, protect, and never crack. As women, you may be expected to nurture, endure, and never complain. Brene Brown, I hope you know her by now. She calls this emotional armoring, where you put on strength like a mask to protect ourselves from shame, fear, or rejection. But here's the cost. We become the one who everyone leans on while silently collapsing inside. You become the helper who doesn't know how to ask for help. If you're there, I identify with you. Let's talk about the differences of strength and how gender plays a role. For women, strength is equated with enduring toxic marriages for the kids, in quotation marks, carrying household financially and emotionally, swallowing pain in silence because society calls it grace. You've been so gracious with how you handled him. No, you are swallowing pain in silence. And when you finally break down, the response is, but she was laughing yesterday, or she never complained, or she never said anything. Yet we have been conditioned to leave this out. For men, it may mean never being vulnerable, providing even when it's killing you, suppressing emotions until they come out as anger, addiction, or withdrawal. When he's struggling, often the world will say, take it like a man. But these are not just cultural ideas. They're forms of gendered emotional suppression. According to American Psychological Association, suppressing emotions over time risks the increase of depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and even cardiovascular issues. So what does it look like for us? Maybe you know a woman who lost her job but still wakes up every day to make breakfast, smile for her kids, and post grateful on Instagram. Or a man who's buried in debt but still sends money home and jokes with his boys because vulnerability is not allowed. Or even a university student silently battling depression but who's told to be strong like a mother because therapy is for the weak. Or maybe you, what are you going through? What are you overstretching yourself? Where are you bleeding yourself dry when there is something that you can do? We've created a culture that praises endurance, and endurance is a good thing. But endurance that shames emotion, that isn't. And in doing so, we've lost sight of what true strength really means. So let me validate you by explaining to you what emotional strength is. True strength isn't about how much you carry. It's about how authentically you carry it. A research by Dr. Christine Neff shows that self-compassion, not self-denial, is what creates emotional resilience. So in therapy, we call this emotionally adaptive regulation. If you've been around for a minute, you know I throw in these words to validate how you're feeling and the space where you're in. It means honoring your emotions, giving them space, and learning to process them without shame. Crying is not a weakness. Needing help is not a failure. I had to learn that. Expressing pain is not disrespect. Those are survival tools necessary for us to learn so that we may be able to show up better in our tomorrow. So what do we do now? Name it. Begin by admitting to yourself, I'm tired of pretending to be okay. Even saying it out loud is a form of release. My siblings are tired of me because they know when I experience something, I say it so loud. And by saying it out loud, I mean I scream it. But hey, just saying it out loud is a form of release. Then you get to redefine strength. Choose what strength looks like for you. Is strength reaching out? Is strength showing emotion? Is strength asking for support? Is strength resting? Is it setting boundaries? Because these are strengths too. You get to decide how you will live your life. And therefore, you get to define anything, including what strength looks like for you. And you don't have to start with a grandiose of ideas. You just need to start small. Maybe today you say, I'm not okay, to one trusted friend or even a stranger who has a kind energy. Or you let yourself cry without shame. You cry without beating yourself for crying. Or you can ask for help instead of holding it in. I remember a couple of days ago, there's something I really needed to do, but I was so overstretched and I knew someone who could help me. And actually, they would do it so way better. So I debated about it because asking for help is such a hard task for me. But I'm growing in it. I'm growing in it. So I asked her, hey, I know you're maybe having a number of things that you're working on, but could you be having some time? You help me work on this thing. And she so gladly worked on it and delivered it within a day. But if I wouldn't, I would have stretched it to a week or two. And so asking for help really worked out. She was so excited to work on it because it's something that she does. And so she finds fulfillment in just playing around with creativity and all. And it lessened my burden. So start small. Do the thing that doesn't feel threatening to your nervous system, but it also allows you the leeway of excelling. Unlearn gender scripts. We've been conditioned by the society. Question the narratives that you grew up with. Do they serve your wellness or do they steal your softness? Then seek safe spaces, therapy, support groups, podcasts like this one, and I'm so glad that you're part of the tribe. Places where you're allowed to be more than what society expects. Because you're not just a provider, you're not just a natural, you're a full, complex human being, and you matter, even when you're not being strong. So, dear heart, as my therapist writes for me, if you've been told to toughen up or to be a man or to act like a strong woman, I want you to know that you're allowed to be human. You're allowed to take off the armor. You're allowed to not be okay, and you'll still be worthy, still be loved, and you're whole. As always, thank you for being in session with me, the space where healing hearts connect. And I hope my heart is healing and yours is healing too. And somewhere we are connecting on the healing journey. If this episode touched a part of you, please share it with someone who may be holding it all in, or you may think they are holding it in. Can help you start a conversation with them, and then you may find a ground where you may show up for them and they may show up for you. So let's start normalizing softness, especially in spaces that we have been taught to be heard. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. I love you.
This has been In Session with Jael Care. In Session with Jael Care, the space where healing hearts connect.